Hello, thank you for tuning into my channel. I'm exploring the Calico puzzle block today from the Block a Day book. So if you want to see how to put together a quilt block like this, please stay tuned. Hello, this is Erica with the Purple Quilt Company. We've been sharing blocks from the Block a Day book, and today is no different. We're going to try a new block today. This one, I've been exploring 9 patches, and this block is sort of a 9 patch. We're going to look at the Calico puzzle today. And what I have been doing is looking for blocks where I don't have to cut any fabric. So I'm using my pre-cut 5-inch squares and my pre-cut 2.5-inch squares. So we're going to make this block in 2 ways. I have my 5-inch squares already here and my 2.5-inch squares. Even though this block is a 9 patch, it takes 13 squares to put it together. Ideally, I would have loved to make these half square triangles 2 at a time, but then I would have had to cut larger squares, and so I'm not going to do that. So for this block, I need 4 background squares, and I've already marked the diagonal line on those. And then I need 5 of one color square, and I have my 5 here, and then 4 of a separate square that's kind of contrasting. So I have red-ish and pink-ish. Hopefully they look different on camera. But we're going to start with these for my 2.5-inch squares. And then I have the same thing in the 5-inch squares. I have my my 4 background squares, my 5 of one color, and my 4 of another color. That's going to give us some nice contrast, hopefully. So to get started, I'm going to make my half square triangles. I haven't decided if I'm going to focus on the 2.5-inch squares or the 5-inch squares. So we're just going to have to see. I think that for the video, I'm going to make the block with the 2.5-inch squares, but I will show both of them when they're completed. So my first step is I'm going to take the color square that has 5 of them, and I'm going to set aside 1, and then I'll use 4 for the half square triangles. Since we're making 1 at a time half square triangles, the line is my sew line. The line that I drew is going to be my sew line. So I'm going to sew all these half square triangles together, and then I will cut off this half square triangle and then open them up, and then we'll be ready to sew the whole thing together. So this block is super simple. Let's get these half square triangles done, and then we'll be able to put a block together. I have my half square triangles made. So now I'm going to lay out the block. I'm sorry, hands in the way. I am using the picture in the book to line it up exactly. So I'm going to put this, this is the 5th square from that other set in the center. And this gets 1 of these blocks on either side. And I was going to try to turn them, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to let them stay facing the same way. And then we will add the half square triangles like this. That. And that. And that. So I'm just checking. So they all kind of go, these are going counterclockwise around the center. And so we're going to go ahead and just web these together. Oh, it looks really nice on camera. Can't wait to see it all finished. I'm going to web these together, and I will use my 5-inch pieces as my leader enders for this one so that I can get the second block made. I am using a 1/4-inch seam allowance as close as possible to web this block together. Here is the Calico puzzle block in the 2.5-inch squares. I'm going to finish the 5-inch squares and then I'll show you both blocks together. Both of the completed Calico puzzle blocks here. This is the one that I made first with the 2.5-inch squares. It turned out really nice, and I don't know how well you can see the contrast of the stripes versus the pinwheel fabric, but it is here, and I like how it turned out. And I really love the way that this block came out with my 5-inch squares. It looks really great. And I like the contrast that I was able to get with this one. And the thought of putting blocks like this in a quilt is so appealing to me because I think that we would get a secondary pattern of pinwheels going through this quilt. And I kind of sat them beside each other like this. And so you could see that a little pinwheel would form right there. It would be so, so, so cute. I have the book here. Again, this is the Block a Day book. A lot of fun to explore these blocks. I will point out though, the blocks in this book, if you follow their directions, the blocks will finish at, or they'll be 12.5 inches unfinished. But my blocks are a little bit, this block is going to be a little bit bigger than that. And of course, the 2.5-inch squares are going to make a block that's smaller than that. So if you use my measurements, the blocks are not going to be exactly the same size in the book, and that's okay. But love this block. Cute 9-patch. Nice way to use up your scraps. Let me know in the comments what you think of this block. And I don't know what all of these blocks are going to become, but I'm really enjoying exploring these color combinations and using up my scraps. If you have any questions about what you've seen in this video, leave them in the comments below. Thumbs up this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!